week's episode of The Voice Party is brought to you by Big Boy Raps. Get your car wrapped by some of the most experienced and skilled in the Bay. Big Boy Raps, where the big boys play.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of The Voice Party Podcast, brought to you by Big Boy Raps. Oh, I don't need to say that because it says fuck.
It's fine.
We're here.
It's fine.
We're here. What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Voice Party. I'm here with Joaquin. What's up, Joaquin?
How's it going?
Good. How's everything? How's everything else?
Everything is just plugging through.
And I got the man behind the camera. What's up, Phil?
How's it going?
How you doing? He's rocking that the pendant there, I see.
Oh, my little Star Trek thing, yeah.
I don't want to talk about that right now. What's up, Corday? Back for another. This is like your fifth time on the show now.
Something like that, dude. I'm becoming a regular. Yeah.
Man, this is you're still your tryouts.
I'm still trying out. You know, I'm on audition. I signed a 10-day contract. You know, 10 podcast contract.
90-day probation.
Exactly.
See how much abuse you can take.
Or if I ever make it on time. When I start making it on time, that's probably when I get added full time, you know?
Very special guest. I just did his show. Very funny guy. One of my good, I like this. You know how some people you just like in the comedy scene?
Yeah.
I really like this guy. Okay. Please introduce yourself.
I am Sean Boyles, musician, comedian, hair farmer.
There you go.
All around asshole.
Creepy guy in a white van. But I mean, come on. So I drive. Yeah. No. Okay.
I drive. Can
I just say my?
It's okay. Let him. Yeah. Sure.
How big is it?
He has a bit about driving a white van. I thought it was just a joke. He actually drives a white van.
I got a white van. I work for myself. I paint houses. I have a white van. And I get, oh, dude, what are you, pedo in the white van? I go, no, I have a ladder rack. Saves me from all creepiness.
Pedos don't have ladder racks.
That's right.
A regular creep kidnapper van, no ladder rack.
There's nothing in the back.
If he has a ladder rack, he's not picking up kids. The ladder rack is where he puts the adults.
Because he works for the cartel.
Like, hey, I'm not picking up kids. I'm picking up your wife. That's what. And
I need a ladder to get in the window and get the bitch out the window.
Rapunzel. No need for your hair.
No.
Exactly.
I brought a ladder.
I got a ladder, dude.
She's like, how the fuck I'm gonna sneak out my house, bitch? I got 2 ladders.
We got this. Extension.
Tell him your head hurt. You're going to sleep early.
Second story. I'll get up there. I'll get you. You're stuck on the roof. I'll get you off. Yeah. It's all right. I got a ladder.
And if he goes in the room and finds you gone, just gaslight the shit. What are you talking about? I was under the covers, you monster.
I got duct tape and shit in that van too. I mean, but that's just beside the point.
That's for the storm drains. That's for the drains. That's what it drains. Because if the ladder hits something and fucks it up, you could duct tape it back. That's what it's for.
That's it. Yeah. Well, you wrap tape around the top of your ladder so you don't scar.
Exactly. You ever get where you're working at a house and they're like, what are you doing here? And you're like, I'm the painter. They're like, no. What are you really doing?
Oh, for sure.
Because you don't look like a guy that paints houses. No. You know what I'm saying?
He looks more like the guy.
Because I don't look like I have a job.
He looks more like the guy who they hired to paint a house, but like a masterpiece. Like,
he's going to paint the ceiling.
Exactly. What majestic thing are you going to do to the side of this house?
Look more like I don't have a job, don't have a home, don't have a fucking van, or I live in the van. One of the two.
He's a painter, but he lives there.
Yeah. After you mentioned that joke about having a white van, my mom gave me her white van to drive around, and then I didn't think about it until you said it. I'm like, was that a pedo or was that just a? Did that look like? Because it was a Nissan Quest, but it was like a family van, so it was like
grocery getter van.
Yeah, it was all that. Yeah. But it was dope because me and the homies they'd be like, yo, I need a ride. I'm like, yo, I got my mom's van, dude. We going deep.
Yeah, you can roll deep in a van.
It's 9 of us going to the club,
Hey, but as a big dude driving a big van or a big. It makes sense.
It definitely.
He's got a huge load.
You need room.
You gotta have room.
I used to drive
be able to stretch and be comfortable.
Yeah, same dude. Same Nissan Quest too. Yeah. Fuck it. All right, cool.
How long have you been doing comedy? Because I'll tell you what.
You tell me how long I've been doing comedy.
He isn't sure.
I've known you for like 8 years on social media, and this is the first time I did your show, so I'm a little insulted. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, well, I've only been doing comedy 5 years. April will be. Oh shit! April will be 6 years.
Oh, so you were doing music before? That's when I added.
I've been doing music for fuck, dude. So I'm 40. I'm gonna be 48 in March.
Fuck! No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
That's right.
Kidding.
How do you think I feel about it? It all hurts, dude. It all hurts. Everything hurts.
You don't look 48. For real.
Oh, I appreciate that. Usually people tell me I look 58, but that's fine.
That's what I was going to say.
I was going for 65, dude. I was going for 65.
No, for real though, you don't look 48.
So I've been playing in clubs in bands since I was 14.
Oh shit.
So I've been doing entertainment for a long time. You know what I mean? But so comedy creeping up on 6 years. The producing shows is around 3-4 years, somewhere in there. You know what I mean? Of course, it's weird, right? You know, it's right now, like, we were doing this for so long, but the last year we didn't do anything because we were good.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I did my 2-year anniversary of my bistro, the show I do in downtown Hayward.
Great show, by the way.
Thank you. I did my 2-year anniversary, and then the world ended. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I just started, like, the show you did this past week.
Yeah.
Was the second show back after being off for almost 2 years.
Damn, 2 years. Holy shit.
So this March technically would be our 4-year anniversary.
Wow.
But we went.
You're not calling it a 4-year anniversary?
I'm just doing a regular show. I'm not gonna.
That's funny.
I might mention it. I'm not gonna put it on the flyer and do a whole, hey everybody, celebrate with us.
2 straight years and then 2 years off. That's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, I feel like I came out of retirement or something. You know what I mean? But I mean, I did some shows here and there. There was a bar out in Dublin. That was like, hey, we want to do,
What was that called?
That's the Back Lounge. It's owned by Phil Demo, who is a guitar player in Machine Head.
Machine Head.
Yes.
Yeah, because they're from Oakland, right?
Machine Head's from Oakland. Phil is from Dublin, like he's. In fact, we were talking about Dublin's the unsung hero town of the Bay Area metal scene, because there's a ton of people that have either lived or still live or are from Dublin.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was like, hey, because the Bay Area is known as the thrash metal capital of the world.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey,
Metallica.
yeah, you know what I mean? Everybody's from here, you know what I mean? So I asked him, I was like, hey, what town in the Bay Area is the capital? And he was like, dude, don't even ask. He's like, I don't know. He's like, but I've always lived here. Chuck Billy lived here for a while. Chuck Billy from Testament.
He's from Oakland, right?
Dude, I used to see him. I used to work at a fucking Taco Bell in Hayward on Foothill Boulevard. He used to run the drive-thru. That fool used to come through in his Camaro, his big old Indian head filling up the whole window, because he's like all shoulders and head, tiny little legs. But
was that? Are you guys? He's like what, 10 years older than you?
Probably,
because you kind of came up in that scene.
I came up in that scene. My very first band was a thrash metal band.
You might know my buddy Kenny Sinatra.
I know Kenny. Sure, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I ran into him in concerts. No, sorry. I used to work delivering plumbing supplies, and every fucking employee in that industry in the Bay Area, knows somebody in the metal scene. They grew up with Machine Head or Exodus. They're
the kings of the fucking They're
Richmond guys too, right?
Yes. Yeah. So I mean, be it the Bay Area is the way it is, and it's kind of a scattered but yet a whole metropolitan kind of area.
Yeah.
Cats are from everywhere in the Bay Area. So we never really decided which town was the capital. We was having a cool conversation. But to get back to comedy, Phil was letting us do comedy at his place. He had an outside thing set up for a while, and then he got shut down. So we did 3 shows there, and then we got shut down again. Came back, went inside, but we were doing Saturday nights, and his bar gets a little rowdy. So it was a little tough to do comedy inside his place, because people were showing up going, woo! You know what I mean? Like they were showing up to the bar wooing already. You know what I mean? Like it's Saturday, fuck that! They're just gacked out already.
It's a different
you know what I mean?
Energy.
And you're trying to keep things chill to do a comedy show, and people are walking in going,
So it was we had to kind of stop. We were kind of trying to figure out another day of the week, but he's got stuff going on. He's trying to keep shit going at his bar.
Absolutely. So he's there,
he goes there in the morning, gets things set up, and he bails and comes back at the end of the night.
I figure that's got to be hard as a famous person having a bar and being there. I mean.
Famous?
I mean, you think that would be great for the business, though.
Yeah, but goddamn.
And it's called the back lounge. So the back lounge is what they call that back part of the tour bus.
Yeah.
That's the back lounge. So he, and he's got cool, he's got drum shells, turned into lights hanging over the pool tables. The pool arms on the bathroom doors are guitar necks. So you know what I mean? So
you can't do a show there anymore, or what?
It was just getting too hard. I mean, we could if we picked an off night or we did it super early before the rowdy late night crowd comes in, you know what I mean? But when we were outside, it was cool because the bar could be rowdy and the people that wanted to see the comedy show were outside with the heaters under a tent and stuff, and that was cool. That ended up being, and we had some good shows doing that. But once we moved inside, it got a little tough.
The Bistro's nice though. That's a dope spot for a show.
The Bistro's cool because
when you hear bistro or whatever restaurant or bar, you always think there's going to be a mixture of people that don't give a shit, and then there's going to be
the cool thing about the Bistro is on their website it says music every night of the month.
Oh shit.
I fuck that up having my comedy show once a month, so it's the only time they don't actually have music. But they have on Monday nights they have an open mic, but it's a mixed mic.
Mixed mic.
Not too many comics hit it.
Not
too many comics hit. I think Kevin Wong is the only one. Kevin Wong hits that up. But you can do 15 minutes.
Oh, really?
You do 15 minutes on an open mic because they give the musicians 15 or 20.
Oh,
so they'll give the same
coming in.
They'll give the same to the comics. You know what I mean? But I mean, it's just a place that's always known for music. As you saw inside, there's instruments hanging on the walls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's always been a place to have music. It's always had entertainment. So people go there knowing there's going to be a show. The comedy show is being advertised a little bit better than I was doing it before, and people are showing up. I mean, a
lot of people showed up. Randomly.
There were people there for the show as opposed to just showing up. Hey, we're gonna drink. Oh, there's a comedy show.
But that was dope because I didn't realize that little nightlife area right there. I mean, because I don't mean to,
No.
But Hayward, I don't think of as
the entertainment mecca of the East Bay.
But it's
no, you know why? Because they have there's a lot of bullshit you got to go through to have live entertainment in Hayward. They don't allow a lot of stuff. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah.
But it was Thursday.
There's been talks of venues clubs opening up in Hayward, and it never happened because the city shuts that shit down.
Really?
They don't want that rigmarole. They don't want They don't want the ruffians coming in for the
They like being a quiet town.
Well, here's the thing though, and this has a little bit to do with why that is. In 1991, 92, Centennial Hall, which is not there anymore, it got wrecked in the earthquake, and they fucking had to shut the whole thing down. There was a hall, an expedition hall. They would have gem shows and gun shows and shit like that. You know what I mean? Someone decided, hey, this is big enough that we could have shows, concerts in here. Mm-hmm. And there used to be a free magazine in the Bay Area called The Informant. Informant magazine. It was rock and metal magazine. It was free, kind of like BAM. I don't know if you remember BAM magazine.
Yeah, I remember.
So the Informant started doing shows at this place. The Informant presents, and then 5-6 bands. They had one show. They had Forbidden and I forget who else played. It was successful. They had a good show. Mm-hmm. They had a second show. Successful, but it was Death Angel.
Oh shit!
Violence.
Oh,
which the name right there. That's the precursor to the story, and some other local bands. This band called Chaos that was from the area, and Infliction. There was I think 5 bands altogether. Violence is my favorite thrash metal band out of the Bay Area. And that's the band that Phil Demo was in before Machine Head, and Rob Flynn too.
Yeah.
Oakland
band, right?
Right.
Yeah.
We're fucking destroying the place. I mean, stage diving. The pit is fucking perfect. It's beautiful violence the way you want at a fucking metal show like that, right?
Was it
The
90s?
story is, yeah, like 91, 90, 91, somewhere in there. Because I think I was still in high school. My cousin had picked me up and took me to the show. So the story is somebody from the city saw the show and saw the pit and saw the violence, and there is a riot happening at Centennial Hall.
No.
Get down here. We need the police.
Oh shit.
So Violence gets done playing. There's the set change. Death Angels headlining. Death Angels in their first song. They're playing. Everybody's going batshit. The fucking house lights kick on.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh shit, we can see everybody. This is great. The house lights on. Riot gear police came onto the stage while they're fucking playing. And I'm like, what kind of wacky fucking show are they putting on here? Guys in costumes and shit. That was a real costume. That shit was real. You know what I mean? And then like they finished their first. They were in the first song of their set. They finished
Were they
that
big
song
at this point?
Death Angel was on their third record.
Oh, fuck.
Act 3.
Damn.
You know what I mean? So yeah, they were. You know, they were.
Yeah.
And had videos on MTV and shit like that. Yeah, you know what I mean? They were happening.
Touring all over the world.
Yeah. And so the fucking SWAT team's in there, and they make an announcement. The show is over. Please evacuate the premises. And you tell 400 to 500 to 600 fucking thrasher metal kids to go home. They're not going to see their band that they paid for. That place got wrecked, Jack.
Yeah.
For the next half hour, all you heard was glass breaking and hooting and hollering and mayhem.
Fuck.
So ain't no more shows in Hayward like that anymore, dude.
And the city's had PTSD ever since.
So the city fucked it up then. That's what it
The
is.
city fucked up because they didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nobody got hurt.
Yeah.
There was also a rumor that a toilet got backed up, and that's why the police got called. Like, a sink got clogged or some shit. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, for the lore of what that style of music was for the Bay Area, that just adds another little gem, as far as I'm concerned, to how vibrant and how important that music was to this area for that genre of music. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Just as important as like jazz and
Absolutely. Yeah.
that was
New York and Detroit.
When I think I heard this from Kenny, because he knows a lot about that.
Yeah, he's old too.
And
He's older than me.
I had no idea like Metallica was doing shows in Richmond at one point.
Yeah. They were living there.
They were living there.
Yeah.
I actually knew one of the landlords of where they used to like live and shit.
Yeah, there's a famous house. I think that's in maybe El Cerrito.
El Cerrito.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's-
I have to go check it out.
Yeah.
So,
My neck of
I
the
mean,
woods.
when because they sort of started as a band in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And they ended,
Cliff Burton
when they
over
get
here.
Cliff,
Yeah.
Cliff moves down there. He's like, "Come on,
not the
can we
scene."
go back up,
Yeah.
please?" And then when they got rid of Dave Mustaine and bring in Kurt Hammett, who used to be in Exodus. They come up here.
He actually graduated at your high school or your high school.
El Cerrito High?
No. Oh no, fuck, never mind.
Kennedy?
No.
Richmond High? Dianza?
Dianza.
Oh,
Okay.
that's Phil. Phil, favorite person with your high school, man.
all those high schools
Naming
in that
all the
area.
Richmond
all that area.
I was blown away when I found out Kirk Hammett went to that
Yeah,
school,
so
which
I mean,
lived
so
close
he
to that.
leaves Exodus, who's already playing and already established, to join that band. That's why we kind of Exodus is the first thrash metal band. They are first, even though their album doesn't come out until '85.
Yeah.
Their album comes out like after everybody's album. They got signed last, but they were first, man. They were doing this shit before anybody.
Yeah.
You know
And-
those guys? Exodus?
I used to rehearse in a band where Exodus rehearsed upstairs from us, so we'd see them all the time. We were friendly with them.
Gary Holton shit?
I think Gary, if he sees me, he'd go, "Hey, I remember you." And he ain't gonna know my name. You know what I mean? But we knew their original singer, Paul Bailoff. He lived in the warehouse where we were rehearsing.
Oh, shit.
And that's when he passed away. He was living there. We came in the next day after he had passed, and there was already a memorial for him, and it was kind of grim.
Wow.
Why didn't you continue with music?
I still do music. I'm in 3 bands right now.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's how you do it. Well, based on because we were talking about earlier.
That band I was talking about earlier stopped playing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You know, but I mean, yeah, dude, I'm in 3 bands right now.
Oh shit. Okay. Thrash?
No, all kind of. One's we got a band called Hazards that I just joined a few months ago. Kind of hardcore, post-hardcore kind of thing.
Yeah.
Cordell's like, what?
Hey, I'm just soaking it all in. I'm like, oh my god, Richmond. Oh,
Hey, man, it's good because you only know each other through comedy.
exactly.
Yeah. I got a stoner rock band called Zed.
Okay.
Which is pretty.
Was that like
kind of like
Sublime?
Like Sublime? No, I said stoner rock, not fucking white boy reggae crap.
That's what I think it was.
I don't even know nothing about bands, but I even know that's not the same thing.
Thank you, Cordell.
He's like
Thank
stoner
you.
rock. I'm like, what? No, that's
Like,
not even.
Like Clutch.
Oh,
You know,
okay,
Clutch?
yeah. Okay,
Kind of
okay.
in that. We're a little bit more rockin', I think, than that. But and then I got what we call a post metal band. Called Hellbeard, which I've been doing for like over 10 years, which is kind of like my band almost.
All the subgenres are like, I'm confused with post and.
Oh, dude, the subgenres are like. In fact, I just saw somebody make a post about like, you know, metalheads are, you know, known to be these nonconformists, but yet they're so meticulous about how they label all the shit. You know what I mean? And I'm like, you're right, but you know what I mean?
I can't remember which famous rocker supported Babymetal, I think it was called.
Oh yeah,
but
Babymetal.
There's like a bunch of people who were trashing it, and the guy was like, "Oh, hey, shut up! These kids are doing their thing." And it was someone who was well respected, but I can't remember.
Yeah, even my wife laughs at Babymetal because she's from Japan, and she's like, "Oh." Those. So the thing with Babymetal, just to, you know. The lead, so there's the 3 chicks that wear the nice little cute anime sort of suits or whatever, and they're hot, but the band behind them, they're wearing masks and they're playing like really extreme metal, but they're singing basically J-pop over this metal. You know what I mean? So, but the lead singer came up in the Idol system in Japan. I don't know if you know the Idol system, but so the Idol system is. The way they kind of do American Idol, and they, you know, people vote for an artist. So in Japan, in fact, there's a documentary on Netflix. I forget what it's called, but it's on the creep end of things. But for the Japanese, it's not creepy. Like if you're in that thing, 40-year-old dudes follow these young girls around, but it's not creepy. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Eye roll.
Do they also have ladder racks?
They got ladder racks. They got ladder racks saving them from being creeps.
I mean, culturally, it isn't creepy for them, but
it's not creepy for so these girls start out super young. They like 11, 12, 13. They start off in these girl groups, and they're playing in tiny little clubs, and they got the dance routines and all that stuff. The people that show up will go and vote for their favorite one. So it's a system.
Oh shit!
If you and the ones that win move on to a bigger venue with less girls in the group.
Gotcha.
And it kind of goes a few rounds of that until you get to a group of 2 or 3. And then once the one gets voted as being the winner, they go on a little run of having this solo career. So the chick that is the lead singer of Babymetal came up through that system.
Okay.
Is that like officially managed by labels over there?
It's an organization, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
On the smaller level, it's sort of ragtag and sort of, you know, not as official, but everything with the Japanese is done with the highest, most respect.
Yeah.
And, you know, and legitimacy, especially with art and things like that. So that's why, you know, I watched this documentary. There was a dude that was a CEO of a company that let go of his company to follow this girl around.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Not a creep.
Yeah.
It was considered to be something honorable, and
he wanted to support. And here's the other thing. They like the girls whose virtues seem more intact than the others. As soon as they start getting a little, like, for lack of a better term, slutty, nah, they don't want nothing to do with them.
Dang.
They like them to have this portrayal of pure and innocence. That's key. That is key to coming up in the idol system.
That is so different from what we got over here.
Right? As soon as they can, as soon as, little sprouts happening, they want to fucking cleavage that shit up and get,
Yeah.
It sounds like Miley Cyrus now. That's basically what I was saying.
Yeah. They like start up like a young Britney and then they sexualize the shit out of her.
Yeah.
Like she's like 18.
And it's crazy how
or not even 18.
What was
it?
Yeah. I read an article where they were I think they were talking about one of the documentaries that came out about Britney recently. And the article was like lambasting how the documentary was presenting it, because you had a music executive saying, "Oh no, Britney was very in control. She totally knew more about like how she should dress than I did. She wanted to dress skimpily for her market, so we said yes." And I'm like, don't pretend like you weren't manipulating a young teen girl for your profits.
You want to wear this, right?
Like, I'm going to believe some 40-year-old
these
man
booty shorts, right?
let this 13-year-old girl lead him around by the nose, and he was just like along for the ride. Fuck you.
I'm not that innocent. I'm not that.
I mean, and then look what we learn now, like how in control her dad was and her management and all that shit. And
now that's creepy.
And having to fight for, I mean, she seems, if you follow her Instagram, she seems a little batshit crazy. She might need to be somebody watching her. But
I mean, that was always the weird thing. It was like she couldn't control stuff, but then I heard she was like bipolar or something. Like, so it'd be like to an extent you need help, but it's not like not full control kind of a thing.
The way she came up, I'm not surprised that she would need some kind of mental health. Like, what was it?
Sure.
Clarissa,
being that young and being exposed to that much stuff, of course.
Melissa Joan Hart had said when she met Britney, it was when she was filming this movie that Britney Spears had laced one of the songs for the soundtrack. It was Crazy, one of her big hits. And they met on set for the music video, and Melissa had such a good chat with her, and Britney was like, "I'd love for us to do something." So Melissa's like, "Let's go out." And she's like, "Oh yeah, great, let's go and get coffee or whatever." And then one of her assistants was like, "I'm sorry, I can't. I got like vocal lessons at 2. I gotta leave." Like, her every step for an entire life from the Mickey Mouse Club on is directed by a team of people.
Mickey will fuck you up, Jack.
Mickey's creepy.
Mickey will fuck you up. Look what he did to Minnie, making her put on a pantsuit. Mickey got control, Jack. Mickey is in control. Don't fuck with the mouse, dude.
Yeah, man.
Don't fuck with the mouse.
The mouse is powerful, man.
Powerful as fuck.
Should they own ESPN?
Three fingers running shit.
Remember,
3 fingers up.
I don't know if you ever saw that documentary that Banksy made.
I haven't seen the Banksy
man,
doc. No.
Exit to the gift shop.
That's
my jam.
Remember that scene where he goes to Disneyland and he puts the Guantanamo style
in the park
to protest some shit.
Nice.
And
Banksy's the shit, dude.
The fucking mouse has like their own FBI.
Hell yeah, dude. That place is, dude.
Man. They fucking like stopped the whole park. Like,
hell yeah. Let's shut that shit down in a minute.
What ride was it? I forgot what ride it was.
He said what ride it was, but I forgot what ride it was.
But
they didn't kidnap Banksy. They didn't find Banksy, but they found the film guy.
Wow.
Interrogated the documentary.
Take that shit for the team.
Where's your leader?
They call them the suits. That's what they're called. They're
the suits. The guys in Disneyland that are
the FBI. The guy said
the Secret Service of Disneyland.
They're like the CIA for Disney.
Hell yeah, dude.
They'll know when shit's gonna go down, and you'll never see them because they're in regular clothes.
Two of the most
that itself right there is creepy.
Imagine if one of them's like dressed up as one of the characters or whatever, Cinderella bust your head.
Oh my god!
Dude, I went to Disneyland for the first time like 3 years ago.
Yeah,
we went with I went with my niece. It was for her birthday, and I realized like there's like a lot of unwritten rules that people have about Disney, and just like. I had just ate one of the turkey legs, so my hands were kind of greasy.
Of course, you ate a turkey leg, you fucking maniac.
I dipped my hands in the water of the ride to wash them off.
Oh no, you can't do that.
He's like, you know how much ashes of people's bodies are in there?
Like, really?
Yeah, because people bring their loved ones' ashes and
they pour it.
Dump them in the water at the log ride.
That's why my face went.
It happens a lot, and then. It's like they don't
just desecrated someone.
Maybe he was
Several
feeding them, dude.
buried.
He was like, yeah, like I don't know if y'all had
Get
this
some
in
of
a
this
while,
grease, baby.
Like,
yeah, and then they don't like you can't die in Disney. They don't want anyone to die, so they'll.
I've heard that one. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that one.
All this
I've heard
shit
that
I
one.
heard like on my way to Disney. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I've heard that. It was
have a
like
branch
somebody got injured and they hurry up and rushed him out. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. I'm like, no, they don't want him to die inside. It was like, so they kind of rushed him out to get medical attention, but it was really like, we didn't want that to happen here.
Like they brought him to the parking lot.
We don't want that.
And they
energy.
waited for real 911.
How bananas is like some injuries you're not supposed to move a cat. The dude got a broken neck and
We gotta get him the fuck. Like I saw
get him
that.
out.
I was in line and some chick vomited, and like they fucking made her disappear.
Because it looks undisneyfied.
It does, but like
So
it just the way they made it.
They went through one of the little trap doors and they went
Hey,
behind her, tracked her down.
I
But
saw.
you need to go to downtown Disney. You're gonna be doing that shit. 'Cause that's where their drinks are.
Hey, but you know what? Like I read a few years ago this article about how there were gangs of completely grown, mostly childless adults who were going to Disney and separating into street gangs. Like apparently they go to the parks and they have like their leather jackets and their identifiers and like, or some of them are wearing vests and they have like names like the Goofy Marauders or like the Lost Boys, you know, referencing the movies, or Oliver and Company.
That's creepy.
And they like carve out territory in the park. And
They're LARPing at Disneyland.
Side note, that's an expensive gang to be
That is
in.
Hell yeah, dude. Was it $120?
Hey, we're going down to we're going down to Disneyland this weekend. Make sure you dress appropriate.
some of them are just a bunch of like really
Disney Crips.
chill people who just have a shared interest in Disney as adults and want to enjoy the park together. And some of them take it real seriously, like they're doing real crime, like they're going like and scalping, like holding places in line for other people for charges and that kind of thing. It's crazy. Like the Disney's had to like crack down on some of these because they're just doing illegal stuff.
That's crazy.
The mouse is like, I run this town. You ain't.
You should have thought twice before rolling up against
I
the
am
goof troop, son.
Speaking of that,
the mouse is Osiris in that motherfucker.
You know how- this group right here, if we all went to Disneyland together with like no kids, I'm pretty sure we'd have the suits on us. Like,
Be watching us
We'll
come
make
out
you
the
the
parking
leader.
lot, dude. Oh yeah, let's come after me
We'll
first.
have you dressed as Jack Sparrow. You get all the single moms coming at you.
Voice Party Pirates.
All the single moms
Voice
coming at you.
Party Pirates. Voice
Like,
Party.
we're one of the gangs, all right?
We're just trying to LARP in your.
Hey, so before we started like recording, you mentioned, I didn't know this about, like, that's why I like when we do this, I learn stuff about you, and I've had you on social media for so many years. You, like, at one point we're looking to, you were gonna get, your band was gonna get signed.
So I was in a band from when did we start? 96 to 2004 called Liquosto.
Liquosto.
As in liquor store,
Right.
but Liquosto, and we were
Good ass name,
one of
dude.
these,
man.
we were one of those rap metal kind of bands. We had an MC, but a legit sounding MC.
Who was
And
your MC?
His name was Big Beezy.
Okay.
So
I think I've heard about this.
Not like not like anybody that anybody would know.
Okay.
He lives in Santa Cruz now, and he drives a delivery truck. So like he's doing music or nothing. But his flow style, like he was rapping, like he wasn't screaming, he wasn't doing
Like Zach from Rage?
even more hip hop, because Zach's got some rasp in his voice, and rasp. I mean, Zach came out of hardcore bands. He was in hardcore bands before Rage. You know what I mean? So, but this guy was E40 was his shit. You know what I mean? Too Short and Scarface. Like his flow style was like that.
Yeah.
Very East Bay
hip hop.
You know what I mean? That was his shit. And so we took what he was doing and did music to support him more than I mean, we kind of had the band already, and he was a friend of mine, this guy, and I happened to one day see like a poetry book that he had. I was like, what do you got here? And he grabbed the book. Yeah, no. You know, because he was, you know, dude's a tough dude. You know what I mean? You know, very, you know, machismo kind of dude. You know what I mean? Like, he ain't coming soft or nothing. You know what I mean? Seeing his poetry book was like, oh, hell no. You ain't
I have to
seeing
kill you now.
Yeah, I was marked. I was a marked man for seeing
How
his
much
rhymes.
of it did you see?
I seen light rhyme with might. I'm sorry.
You read the whole thing and then you disappear.
Yeah. So I had started a band and I was trying to get something going, but I wanted somebody to rhyme on the stuff. I didn't want some dude screaming over it.
Yeah.
I wanted, you know, flow. And I hit him up. I was like, hey, you ever thought about doing these to a beat to beats? You know what I mean? He's like,
This is 96.
This is 96. He's like,
before
fuck
Linkin
that shit.
Park and shit, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like Rage is literally the only thing that's out at that time. You know what I mean?
Like that even.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so my idea was I wanted to take like what Korn and Deftones were doing, but really do a lot more hip hop in the context of that. So that's what this band was. Eventually he came around. He kind of would come into rehearsals and see what we were doing. And then finally, you know, it's funny. I was helping him with his car one day. We were, you know, doing some sanding. He was doing some body work on his car. And he had a 66 Nova. We're sanding it. We're doing some stuff. And he's like, how's the band going? I said, it's cool, man. It's, you know, we can't find a singer, but, you know, we got some good stuff, you know. About 3 or 4 minutes pass. And he throws down his sandpaper and he's off. You help me write some lyrics, I'll come and sing for you guys. Like all mad and shit, you know what I mean? Like,
all right, fine.
Like I was twisting his arm, you know what I mean? And if you ask him, motherfucker, if you ask this dude the story, he says I twisted his arm to join the band. So that motherfucker made me join the band.
He never helps me do anything in my car. All of a sudden,
I fucking forced him to be in the band. But, you know, and it took a while for him to get his legs because he was super shy. Yeah. He wouldn't admit that he was shy. You know what I mean? You know, but I mean, we'd be playing. I'm back there playing my drums. He'd be turned around looking at me. I'm like, look at them. Don't be looking at me. Look at them. You know,
when I was in band class and I was younger, I played drums.
Sure.
And I would ask the teacher, can I turn that way? That shit is scary, man.
It's scary if you've never done it before. Yeah. We had all been in plenty of bands even before then.
Yeah.
So, you know, we all had our legs, you know what I mean? It took him a while to get his, but man, once he got his legs, there wasn't much you could fuck with him when it came to him. I mean, you know, I'm very macho dude anyway. And then once he got comfortable bringing that to the stage, like that kind of stage presence, like you saw us as a band and you saw that fool saying the stuff that he was saying in those rhymes, you're like, we're not fucking with those guys. Like there was kind of this thing. And
dangerous feeling.
A little bit, which is good.
That's a good thing
with a band like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. But that gave us the street cred that led us to opening up for fucking Digital Underground, or we did a big show. Remember the Maritime Hall?
Oh yeah.
That's who we played. We opened up for Ghostface Killer and Raekwon.
Oh shit.
We opened up for Two Live Crew here in Concord.
How was the audience response?
No, Luke wasn't there. It was during that time when Luke wasn't doing Two Live Crew.
How was the audience response to that music?
Well, we had to be careful, you know, because we had songs that were heavier, but we had songs that were like pretty much straight hip hop songs. When we did the Raekwon and Ghostface show, before we even started, like we kind of set up a little and played some little music like we kind of just made up on the spot, and our MC kind of came out and he said, hey, I know you guys are here to see dudes from the Woo.
Yeah.
And you're seeing instruments and all this loud rah stuff. Give us some time. We're going to do our thing. Give us love if you're feeling it. If not, tell us to fuck off. We don't give a shit. Yeah. But we're going to do our thing. Hope you enjoy it. We're Liquosto. We're from Hayward. Bow. By the time we were done, hands were in the air.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a Woo show in the Bay Area. It's, you know, 73% Asian. I mean,
The Chappelle Show draft was right.
No, but I mean, it was a hip hop show. I mean, there was people there to see a hip hop show,
But you gave him that gave him a little of a disclaimer, and it was all good. And
I'm sure that added to the dangerous feeling. Hey, you motherfuckers better like this shit.
Well, there's always tact, dude. Always tact. You got to be tactful with anything. You know what I mean? So, and he was smart about that. You know what I mean? But again, it was like, fuck, dude, we're doing a straight hip hop show. Yeah. But we were one of the only bands in the Bay Area that could do that. None of the bands that were flirting with that kind of music could pull off opening up for straight hip hop groups.
Oh yeah, that's
so yeah. We got to the point where we had DreamWorks looking at us.
Oh shit!
They ended up signing Papa Roach instead.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So that we were close.
Crazy.
We were close. We had a.
So you were in that area. You were around the age of the.
Yeah, dude. We played with P Roach all the time. We were playing with them.
Oh yeah, they were from Vacaville. Right?
Yeah, we were playing with them all the time. We'd go to Vacaville. If we played in Vacaville, they would show up. You know what I mean, and see what we're doing. And you
have like footage or recordings of that band of.
Oh yeah, I got stuff. There's stuff online. You can LICASTO.
LICASTO. Okay.
Yeah. There's I think our full length East Bay biography is a full length that we did, and I think that's on YouTube, I believe.
You know what's crazy? Like I didn't
put any of that shit up. Like people have put the stuff up. I haven't put it. I've been lazy as fuck about promoting my own shit.
When I started going to shows, like when I was in my late teens, I realized how like big that was here in the Bay, like metal and like a mixture of metal and hip-hop.
I think that goes to show like what the Bay Area has always been about, like the true melting pot. You know what I mean? Like. There's a bunch of everything. I mean, look at Santana.
Yeah.
Santana was doing rock and psychedelic shit, but bringing in all that Latin shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's always been a place of hybrid and bringing things together and pulling from this, pulling from that, and using all the same ingredients but making a new soup. You know what I mean? Everybody's got a new soup.
That's what I was about to say. That's why that Limp Bizkit song "Rollin'" was so damn dope, because it was like heavy metal rock, and then it was like DMX and all that kind of stuff. I was like hella upset like when the video came out and like none of the rap guys was in it, because that was like a huge song on like 106 KMEL, and usually they don't like play like
they started crossing over.
Yeah, and I was like, that was like a big ass fucking song. And then when I saw the video, I was like, it's just the band? It's like, where's the DMX? Where's the other people who was like going hard on that shit? And I was like, oh shit, I remember because it was talk about like a rock and like hip hop kind of mix and shit like that. I was like, oh, this is dope. And then you could only hear it on the radio. You couldn't see it in the video. I was like, fuck, what happened, man?
I feel like Durst and Kid Rock ruined the genre.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, they became buffoons.
Yeah.
The buffoonery that they started doing ruined and put a bad taste in everybody's mouth for the genre overall.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I blame Carson Daly for finding Kid Rock. But that's a whole.
Okay.
Like another example. My buddy I've had on the show, you might know him, CB. You ever Alphabet Soup?
Oh yeah. I don't know him, but I know. Yeah.
I went to their practice once. I'm real close with CB, one of the MCs, and like he told me stories like that's what you're mentioning right now. Like he was doing shows with Public Enemy back in the days, and then
nice.
And on top of that, like their drummer was the drummer from there was that other Richmond band, Primus.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and I actually hung out with them.
Tim Alexander. Yeah.
The one before that. Jay Lane.
Jay Lane. Yes.
I smoked weed with Jay Lane.
Oh, right on.
The dopest moment. I was so high, and he was telling me stuff, and I was just like,
"Yeah, man."
Sure. Yeah. I'm like, I remember watching this guy on TV. Like, I'm smoking weed with him now.
Yeah. No.
And like they all like. In the Bay, like the metal scene and the hip hop, they're very intertwined.
Close knit. I think minds are open here. You know what I mean? Yeah. And coming up, growing up in Hayward, I knew everyone. I had friends that were black. I had friends that were Mexican. You know what I mean? I'm half Mexican.
You hang out with black people?
I hung out with the blacks.
Hey, where can people go? Like, have you had any shows recently, or I know right now there's gonna be.
Hazards is playing.
I'll post this clip before the episode.
Hazards is playing February 12th, which is this coming Saturday at the Caravan in San Jose. That band's from San Jose.
Okay,
and that's like I said, a more kind of hardcore, punk kind of vibe. Zed is playing. I believe we are headlining the Maryland Doom Fest.
Oh shit!
June 26th. It's a 4-day festival. For the amount of money they're paying us and and where we are on the flyer, they haven't announced the actual schedule of but it's a 4-day thing, and they bring all these stoner rock and stoner metal bands from all over, and we're the third band on the flyer.
Nice.
And what they're paying us is what they've been paying the headliners. And I told but we don't know that we're headlining. I told the guys, dude, I think we're headlining Saturday night.
Damn.
I think we're headlining because we've played it twice before, and we were in the main support slot for the bigger bands, And since then, we've had a record come out, which is called Volume, that you can find on Ripple Music. Cheap plug. But no, Zed's probably the biggest out of the bands I do, the most popular. You know what I mean?
Okay.
We toured Europe a couple years ago before the world ended, and then trying to go back there. But we've done the Maryland Doom Fest twice, and this is the third time. And that's in June. Hellbeard doesn't play that often, although we just finally started rehearsing again last week.
Well, I got a music venue, and I want to book one of your bands.
The ramen, burnt ramen.
Well, we're not supposed to say the name, but yeah,
we're not supposed to say burnt ramen.
We don't talk about that here.
Oh, is there?
We'll talk about it off camera.
Is there a thing? I need to.
The number one rule about that place is
not talk about that place.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Back in the day when they were doing a lot more hardcore shows, and they were doing that was the rule. It was one. You didn't tell anybody the address. Like it was, ask. They would put on the flyers, ask a punk.
There you go.
Ask a punk. Wow.
Ask a punk.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And that was like code for.
I remember those days. That was crazy.
Yeah.
If you want to know.
Well, it was closed for a while, right? It was completely shut down.
It still is.
Yeah, it still is. DM us if you want to know where we're going to have it.
Sorry for letting the cat out of the Sorry for letting the noodle out of the ramen.
I'm cutting your dreads off after this, man.
All of a sudden, Richmond swatting wire.
The show is over.
Before we go, though, I want you to plug your podcast and where people can come see your shit, man.
Okay. I do a comedy show once a month at the Bistro in downtown Hayward, the first Thursday. First Thursdays every month, the Bistro, downtown Hayward. I have all my bands have music on Bandcamp.
Okay.
Zed. I don't think Hazards has.
Liquosto too?
Does Liquosto have a Bandcamp?
It will after this episode.
Yes.
I don't know if we have a band. I don't know. We don't have a Bandcamp.
Please tell me Liquosto has a Bandcamp.
Exactly.
I'll go home and make one.
Yeah, and there you go.
That's what we need, man.
Liquosto.
Especially with that name, bro.
Licasto.
You make sure I'll wear that shit.
Oh, dude, I think I got I have a small. I have an extra small.
I'll lose weight.
It won't fit anybody.
JD will have a baby, so his baby can wear your Liquosto shirt.
That's more likely than me losing weight.
I have a goddaughter who's 13. She could wear that.
Yeah, Hellbeard's got stuff on Bandcamp. Okay. I had a band called All Time Highs in the mid 2000s. We never officially broke up, so technically I'm in 4 bands. And that band, the singer of that band is a singer from Death Angel.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, he's and it's dirty rock and roll.
Nice,
it's dirty, fast, loose, sleazy, gutter slut, fucking rock and roll.
Gutter slut. and you do a weekly podcast too.
I do my weekly podcast, the Sean Boyles podcast. You can find that on all the platforms.
Which I haven't been invited to be on the guest, but you don't have.
I don't have guests.
That's cool. All right.
I hardly ever have guests. I did interview Phil Demmel a few weeks back.
Yeah, I get that.
And I interviewed Eugene Robinson from this band Oxbow.
Oh shit! Okay.
I just happened to be wearing his shirt today. And I've interviewed Mean Dave, that fucking asshole, and my buddy Ichi the Killer, who was the DJ in Insolence when I was in Insolence, which was another rap metal band from that time, from that I joined a few years back, and that's how I got to go to Japan, was from that band.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, so because of that, and Ichi's a fucking monster DJ. He's so fucking good. He did the DMC. He came in like 3rd place in the DMC a while back.
That's
like
crazy.
2010, I think he or some, fuck, I forget the year, but yeah, he came in third. Wow. And West Coast dudes don't do well at the DMC.
No, they really
It is
don't.
a very fucking, the last West Coast cat that dominated that shit was Qbert in Mixmaster Mike. So. Yeah. You know what I mean? And those guys got banned from doing it again.
It
you know
had
what I
to
mean?
have been one of the Scribblenauts to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna call this right now. So a while back, I met Abe from Deftones.
Ah, nice.
And I told
Abe's
him,
rad.
I told him one day I'm gonna have you on the podcast.
Get him on.
If I bring him on, I want to have you.
I would love to come on.
interview,
Yeah,
man.
I met that dude a few times. Yeah.
Yeah, cool dude.
Yeah, he's cool.
He was interested to hear about comedy. And that's why
right
I was
on.
like,
Let's
oh,
talk about
shit.
comedy.
Yeah. So, but
it's fun. Yeah, that's the thing, man. Musicians that are in touring bands, they love comedians.
Yep.
And comedians love musicians.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We each want to do the other thing.
Exactly.
Here I've done both. So fuck all y'all.
Living the dream.
Yesterday I was losing my mind because I'm certain like musicians I'm a big like fangirl over.
Yeah, me too, man.
Cedric from Mars Volta.
Oh shit, dude.
He went on my page and he looked at a bunch of stuff and liked posts.
Nice.
And I was just like, oh shit, like because I was talking about.
Nice, man.
I want to get Thomas Ptridgeon on the podcast because he's a Richmond guy.
Yeah, he's from Richmond,
and he was with the Mars Volta.
Yeah, he was in there, dude. They can't. This is how bad fucking that dude is. Mars Volta came to Richmond to audition him. Mm-hmm. They didn't make him come to them.
Yep.
They came out here.
Yeah.
To and then he did what 1 or 2 records with them.
2 records. He went from like 2006 to like 2012.
Dude is a monster, dude.
Monster.
That guy is a monster drummer.
I know, and
I watched that dude play. I go, why do I even bother?
Beast. I've seen him live. Yeah,
he's a
beast.
monster, man. Yeah. No, that dude's badass.
Thank you again for coming, bro.
Thank you for having me.
I think we're gonna have you on again, man.
Yes.
We gotta have you on
so
again.
sweet. Yeah,
there's some more we could just like
so much.
I can talk.
Yeah.
That's why I do my podcast with no guests, because I can just talk.
Yeah.
Hey, we love that shit.
Yeah.
Nice to have
and I
someone
love
else
hearing
to talk
stories
to, though. Yeah.
I love hearing stories and like
I got stories,
yeah.
man. I've seen some shit. I've done some shit. I'm old.
You're 65, right?
Yeah. This beard ain't gray for nothing.
we collect stuff from every guest, so I'm gonna clip off one of those dreads.
Jesus Christ. Sure.
Keep a shrine of the visitors.
The last thing, where can people follow you on social media?
Sean Boyles. Sean_Boyles 510 on Instagram. I just changed my name. And Sean Boyles on Facebook. That's all I got.
Okay.
I think I got a Twitter too.
Instagram is where you're more active, and Facebook.
Facebook, yeah. I'm old enough that
65.
Facebook is
65
is more my jam. Although my wife hates it.
Yeah.
She's like, you spend too much time. Why you so much Facebook? I don't know why you so. Sorry.
I know.
Hey, if that's what she says, is what she says.
Yeah.
And to clarify for our listeners, you're
You dating Mr. Miyagi?
Sean is it SEAN? Okay, and Boyles is
it's the most Irish name you can have.
Okay.
Although I did meet a guy the other night whose name was Seamus.
Oh, fuck.
Seamus Murphy or Seamus McMurphy or some shit. I was like, dude, I mean, you must bleed green. I mean, you must fucking
stumbling over leprechauns.
You know what I mean? He just fucking vomits Guinness constantly. Just the most Irish name I've ever heard. But yeah, Sean Boyles. You can't get more Irish than that. So.
Nice.
All right, man. Thanks again for
Thank you for having me, man. Yeah, stoked to do it.
That's been the Voice Party. We're out. Ooh, that was good, man.
That was dope. I had such a